The privileges we enjoy today seem impossible sometime in the past. The medical school is in existence today because people stood up for it. UniGaMSA is what it is today because people saw their path to it. I am Metaban, Information and Communication Minister of the 17th Executive Council of UniGaMSA, and I present to you UniGaMSA's first ever documentary that will take us through the history of the medical school and UniGaMSA. Please do sit back and enjoy this beautiful piece entitled Fathom UniGaMSA.
UniGaMSA is home to us. UniGaMSA is who we are, and we are UniGaMSA.
Perception about UniGaMSA is the fact that UniGaMSA is the most important association we can have in the whole of the University of the Gambia.
And the issue of electives that was not around it as a result of UniGaMSA being in existence, that it has been returned.
So, an international student, I was welcomed with an open arm, and it was very easy for me to mingle, and it was very easy for me to associate with students from all corners of the world.
My second year, I was in a committee. My third year, I was an executive member. In my fourth year, I was in a committee. In my fifth year, I was in a committee. In my sixth year, I was in a committee. And even in my final year, I was in a committee. So
people only come together and form associations when there's a need and there's a common need.
The point of us starting, it was at the inception. So resources were quite finite, so we were limited in what could actually be done.
That even if he was going to sell his last gown, he was going to make sure that we graduate as medical doctors.
I is a graduate of the University of the Gambia Medical School. I served in UniGaMSA, first in the capacity of the Secretary General, and then moved towards being the External Affairs Officer. From there, I started my FAMSA journey, wherein I served as a FAMSA officer, then regional coordinator of FAMSA West Africa, and finally as the president of FAMSA. Actually, now I'm the ex-officio of the current FAMSA Executive Council. So I felt quite honored and privileged to represent UniGaMSA as a FAMSA officer. And it was my main mandate as the External Affairs Officer. And having served previously as the Secretary General, we worked towards getting UniGaMSA recognized and represented in international organizations such as the IFMSA and FAMSA. So we actually succeeded during the 14th Executive Council in getting a place in IFMSA. But then, to get a place in FAMSA, we had to move to the 15th Executive Council. That's why I worked as an External Affairs Officer to make that happen. And it was within that interim I became FAMSA officer. I would say there wasn't that much success. A little bit of success was registered. But I think the ones that stood out for me was finally getting our membership as UniGaMSA ratified in FAMSA, which ergo led to being a FAMSA officer. But the other thing was, because the plan has always been trying to get more UniGaMSA members participating in these organizations. So as a FAMSA officer, I was fortunate enough to make that happen, because I was able to bring in my committee members from the External Affairs Committee to serve in different positions in the organizing committee of the FAMSA West African Conference. To me, I would say that's the main success that stood out. So during my time as the FAMSA officer, I participated in the organizing committee, and I was the content reviewer for those who sent in their abstract for the conference. I was also, because every FAMSA officer is part of the regional committee, so the regional committee is basically the main should I say, the policy making body for the region. So I think because of my participation there, the then regional coordinator of FAMSA West Africa, who is now late, I think I will use this time to pray to Allah to shower his and mercy. He goes by the name Mr. Matuko. I interacted with him, so he recommended that I should come forward and be his successor. And then upon consultation with my team members and the External Affairs now, I thought maybe we could give it a try and hopefully to make some good. That's how I became coordinator. think my strongest motivation has been to fulfill the initial plan. So the plan was to make sure the students in UniGaMSA get as much representation in FAMSA as possible. And I think the moment we started getting exposed to FAMSA, we realized how late we were, because other countries were way ahead of us. You know, they were there for, some people will tell you they were there since the inception of FAMSA. Others joined it 10 years later. Or should I say 10 years earlier before we joined. Others even years before that. So we were the latecomers. And at the same time, I think I saw an opportunity that despite us being the latecomers, that doesn't mean that we can't compete. So it was a way of maybe putting that assurance out there to UniGaMSA members that this is an important time to leverage and make up for the time lost and see how best we can be part of this important organization and contribute on it and also leave some sort of footprint so that our name as Gambia, even though we came late, but it will also come.